Hello everyone and welcome to The Break Run. My name is Frank.
And my name is Kevin.
And I'm Matt. And today we're going to be discussing the trend of virtual reality sweeping the theme park industry.
That's right. So recently in 2015, Europa Park debuted a new virtual reality roller coaster experience by Mach Rides. Now, Mach then took this concept and brought it to IAAPA in Orlando. And it was probably one of the biggest hits of the entire convention.
Definitely a highlight.
So they were letting IAAPA Expo attendees go to Fun Spot America in Orlando and try the VR coaster on the Freedom Flyer coaster, which is a Vekoma Junior inverted family coaster.
And we had the amazing opportunity of actually riding like this first stage of VR, which we'll get back to in a second. But
right. So VR hadn't entered the States before this.
Yeah.
And it was only a temporary thing. But now, just recently, Six Flags announced that they're bringing virtual reality coasters to 9 coasters across their parks across America.
I mean, so since we rode this VR in Fun Spot America, our first reactions were, it was absolutely amazing.
Right. I remember even you were like clapping and dancing like this was the best thing you ever done.
Like when I first put it on, like my mind literally exploded. I was like screaming how excited I was.
It was fantastic. It was probably one of the most phenomenal things I've ever done in the theme park, for sure.
Yeah. So while we both loved it at first, it might not be the best idea that Six Flags is rushing and implementing it nationwide this year.
Right.
Well, as someone who hasn't ridden a VR coaster yet, I'm intrigued as to what it's going to be like, but I'm also a little skeptical as well because I know that the operation side is going to be tough. It's going to be a nightmare in the beginning, and hopefully they can work it out as the season goes on.
And as they just started at Six Flags over Georgia, and the operations we hear is absolutely terrible, and the lines are just so long, and it's not worth it. And I'm sure guest negatives are going to just skyrocket through the roof. Six Flags people are going to be pissed off, and it's just
and the technology too isn't exactly ready.
Cutting out. So my biggest thing is that Six Flags should have just waited.
And I know you said another big issue you had was sanitation.
Yeah. When I first heard about these virtual reality being rolled out to all the parks, I first thought of safety and sanitation when it came to because it's a full band going around your head. It's made of some type of cloth, or not exactly sure what it's made out of, but you always have the fear of lice. You have the fear of just sweat from
summer.
It's summertime. Yeah. Sometimes in Texas and Georgia it's hot. So you have that issue as well that's coming into play. So I don't know how they're going to deal with it. I know with 3D glasses in theme parks, they generally just dip the glasses in a solution and it's sanitized, and everyone has that's a good idea. Everyone knows that that's what's happening. But with this, it's different. We don't really know how they're cleaning it. You can't just dip the whole phone into a solution and say, okay, it's clean now. Like
there you go, it works.
We have to. It's a little weird at first, so that's definitely an issue that I agree happen.
I feel like the general public is just going to eat this up. They're going to love it, but as I said, people are going to be just pissed out about the long lines and stuff like that.
So with the general public eating it up, building off that, what do you think went into Six Flags' whole overall mindset of adding this?
Personally, I think that it was Six Flags. They wanted to be the ones that first implemented it nationwide. They didn't want that right to go to Cedar Fair or another theme park company. They wanted Six Flags to be the first one that rolled it out nationwide. And I feel like now, since they have that, they have the rights to say that they.
Right, but another interesting thing that does come to note is that John Duffy, the new CEO of Six Flags, was promoted, and then maybe a few weeks later after that, this VR coaster thing was announced immediately. Yeah. So to me, it also seems like as a new CEO, you're very ambitious. You want to put your name on the map. It seems like this VR implementation across 9 parks, which is super ambitious, was his goal to put his name on the map. Yeah. Which, kudos to him, that's fantastic, but I just think it should have waited maybe a year. He's going to have a long career ahead of him, so he's got plenty of time to really establish himself.
Exactly.
Yeah, and what's going to bring the biggest bang for your buck in this case? The virtual reality is going to be a hit. I mean, the general public is so excited about it, but the cost of this is going to be very high.
Yeah.
So what's going to bring in more of a return? A family, ride, or a dark ride or something, or rolling out virtual reality to 9 parks.
Yeah.
And you mentioned about the cost, like Six Flags had already announced their capital investments for 2016. Like they were already set in stone. Virtual reality could be 2017 edition alone and be totally fine and get people to come back. Like I just think it was overkill for 2016.
Exactly, and I think one thing that the investors are probably eating this up. The investors of Six Flags, they're loving it, and I think there's a good chance that Six Flags stock is going to just increase drastically this year because of this VR implementation.
Yeah, I think they'll be happy in the beginning. Hopefully, at the end of the season, the stocks will remain high.
yeah.
But if virtual reality turns out to be a blunder, it could spell some disaster for the Six Flags company.
It could hurt their stocks for sure. And it goes along with the thing like theme parks, there's a lot of aspects that go into the business of it. Finance is a huge part of theme parks.
Yeah,
but it's super important to not get too caught up in the numbers and not forget about what you're actually doing. So like implementing this for virtual reality for investor relations reasons, that's great, but don't forget about the day-to-day operation of the theme park. That's just my point, because if it's end up going to be detrimental to one side of the business and helpful for the other side, I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah.
I think you have to find like a healthy medium and a compromise. But
which is why they should have just did it on a few parks this year, get all the kinks out, operational technology, then have it nationwide. Then the employees too. It'd be better for the employees, better for the guests, better for the whole company as general. Mm-hmm. So I think we're all on the same basis that we all buy that the VR coaster is going to be awesome for the theme park industry, but we sell how fast Six Flags just adding it in and how fast the technology is just eating up the theme park industry.
Yeah, totally agree. So let us know what you guys think. Are VR coasters the best choice for Six Flags to add in 2016, or should they have waited maybe a year or two to do this big ordeal?
Thank you so much for watching our video. Please click thumbs up, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to us here for more upcoming theme park videos.
Thanks so much for watching. See you next week.
Bye.